This week, we're going to be taking a look at the Ghost crew from Star Wars Rebels. Yes, all 7 figures from the Rebels line, because there is only 7. Technically, there should be 8. Actually, there is 8. 2 of them are Chopper, so no, I'm not counting the original release. But there technically is a 9th one, which was the Season 3 variation of Ezra, but that's in the Ahsoka line for some reason. And this Chopper here was not in the Ahsoka line, despite being released alongside mostly Ahsoka figures. It's a weird thing to explain, but there's 7 main releases at this point for it. These are a variety of figures. The only one that I have that's a red and black box release is Kanan, as you might be able to tell by his messed up face, but my Ahsoka also has a messed up face. But we'll get to that. We're going to take a look at these guys, and let's just get into the review of... Starting out the week of Rebellion, we're going to talk about Star Wars Rebels Ahsoka Tano. Yes, this is my favorite design of Ahsoka. I love this design. It's my favorite. But let's take a look at the box beforehand. There's your little mural image. She is number 7, so technically she's the last unique release at this point. So that's unique. If you need stuff going on up there, there it is. And there she is. And here is Ahsoka. Yes, the main character of a show that really isn't super heavy on her. It's actually a lot of Rebels. The Ahsoka series is really a whole lot of Rebels, and I've really had a lot of time to touch on the Ahsoka series, but it is a whole bunch of Rebels in there. It's more Rebels than anything. But this here is the Ahsoka design, and mine has one issue. You might see it off the bat, which is the face. Her eyes are horribly misprinted, which sucks. Again, didn't really have any say on this. It's an online order. Sometimes that happens. It hasn't really happened with the face tech. It really hasn't. It's really odd. It's the first time I've had anything like this happen. It's not too bad, mind you, but sometimes it just looks like she has a face full of blue eyes. Like her eyes are like all spacey, like she's possessed or something. It's a little odd. That's the main complaint I have about it, though. As far as it goes for the figure, as I said, favorite design. Looking at the arms here, she has those nice sleeves with the armor on the wrists and the forearm. Torso looks great, honestly. Love the skirt. And then the legs also are pretty good. They're pretty basic, really. They're just boots with brown pants, so nothing crazy. I love the torso design. I love this kind of circular torso, and it's kind of the only thing she loses in her Ahsoka design, ironically, is this, like, torso armor. I kind of wish she had kept that around. I do like her head tails. I don't think they're Leku. I think that's a Twi'lek thing, right? I'm not 100% on that. I'm pretty sure, though. We're just going to refer to these as head tails, though, for this review. And as far as it goes, looks good. The paint looks nice. Kind of an off-white with the light shining on it. I can see it's a bit of a different color. And this is probably the best length I think she had for her head tails. The Ahsoka ones, to me, are too short, because we go to Rebels, and she has this length, and then you get to the Ahsoka live-action series, and they shrunk. But Shakti, who I'm pretty sure is the same Togruta race as Ahsoka, has very long head tails, so it would kind of, like, why couldn't they do that, I guess? Like, it would have been practical. I don't think this would have been bad if they had just kept this length. I think this length would have been perfect. I love this length. It's my favorite look for her. Just in general, just armor and just everything about this design. I think this is the best design of Ahsoka, without a doubt. Even with, like, just the Rebels animation, which is a bit controversial, I know. Me, myself, I'm kind of meh on it. I don't really care all too much for it. I prefer the Clone Wars styling, but I just love this design, no matter what. It just looks great to me. Not really any issues other than the face, which, as I said, that's just a percentile of a chance of happening, which sucks. She does have 2 accessories, that, of course, being her lightsabers, which are a little bit unique, actually. So, of course, she has the 2, which she usually has. She usually has the regular saber and then a Shoto. So, of course, the Shoto is the smaller one. She usually wields that left, and then she has the other one right. The blade coloration isn't actually white, it's more of a light blue, so that's a little bit intriguing, whereas the Ahsoka show figures have a pure white blade. These ones, as I said, a little bit of a light blue. They're also really, really thin. So we're going to pull Kanan in here because they came in at the same time in the Black Series line. This is the original release Kanan as well. This isn't the new one. This isn't the purple box like her. This is the original red and black box Kanan. The blade thickness is, as you can tell, different. Ahsoka is the only figure I own with super thin lightsaber blades. And I mean thin. Like, these are 3¾ inch blades. More than they are the 6-inch blades. It's really odd. They are removable from the hilt, of course, but it's a little scary. At first, I thought they were like the long, stupid pegs that I hate because they break super easy. It's kind of these weird little, like, acorn, maybe, shaped pegs, which are there, and both do have it, so nothing too crazy. Just gotta remove it, like so. Takes a bit of effort, actually, which isn't bad. And then as far as the hilts go, they just hook on to her waist, like so. You just put them on pretty much like any other figure with the hooks, the hook and loop system. And that looks pretty good. I mean, nothing too crazy. I like the look of it. No real issues. You just get some nice hanging lightsabers. And of course, if you're posing her, the lightsabers are kind of posable on the hip, and they won't fall off. Like, these are the good hook systems, unlike the Savage Opress, where it was really, really loose. This is really, really good. Like, this is a really good hook system for these lightsabers. And they just kind of, they go on a little tight. That's their only real thing, and I feel like you could rip them at some point. And then there is a close-up look at the hilt, as you can see. A bit of detailing. This one is primarily silver with a bit of red on it, but this one has some nice black spots on it. And then, of course, to put the lightsabers back on here. And again, this is what makes it kind of scary. Just how thin these blades are, honestly. Like, they're really bendy. It's to a point where it's a little scary. And another thing she has is her hands don't really like to hold them sometimes. I find myself having to insert it this way, which I know feels really illegal, but it's the only way around it, in my opinion. You can get it through the bottom, but it takes a little bit more, like, you gotta pull open the hand, where if you put it in through the top, it works perfectly fine. But yeah, that is her accessories, so let's just get into the articulation here for Ahsoka. That felt really odd to say. Ahsoka. She has a ball joint in the head, but it's going to be really restrictive. This happens pretty much any time with any character with super long hair that isn't pliable. There's a bit of play at the front ones, but this back one here has, like, none except for the bottom part down here, which isn't going to help. So, yeah, it's there. You're pretty much only going to get this rotation. Forward and back, outward, no butterfly, unfortunately. Elbow, swivel. And then she has an in and out at the wrist, and then an up and down. She then has a ball joint at the waist here, which has pretty good motion. Nothing too bad. This chest piece section is a bit pliable, so it just does move pretty good. Forward, back, outward is restricted, but the forward and back are not, just due to the soft goods down there. A double-jointed knee. That's, like, kind of rare for current figures, obviously. But that's due to them being red box releases. They have the pin knees, so beware of that. Because, like I said, these are just re-releases. She does have tilts and everything, and of course, the basic stuff. Also, I never really ever pointed out foot pegs. They always have foot pegs. As far as it goes with Ahsoka, I think she's pretty good. I mean, there's not really many issues I have with the design. It's as accurate as could be. The only thing, again, is the face kind of sucks. The blades on the lightsaber are odd, like I mentioned. They're just kind of thin. It's like they wanted to go with the Rebels blades, but they didn't do it for Kanan and Ezra, so it's a little odd that they would do it for Ahsoka. And again, I never showed Ezra because he's a little bit buried off to the side here. The Ezra I have is the purple box release. Here, we'll get him in here. As you can see, the thickness of the blade is different. I don't know why they gave her that, Because in the live-action versions, she doesn't have these thin blades. She has regular lightsaber blades. So they just kind of a one-off. It's really odd to me. It's like they wanted to do the Rebels blades, but didn't do it for everybody, and they only did it for her. It's just odd. It's just an odd thing I had to point out with her. Again, I think she is really good. I mean, one thing I wish I had was more Imperial troopers, so I could pose her fighting some. Particularly Darth Vader. That would have been cool. I still don't have a Darth Vader. How do I not have a Darth Vader? That's the most questionable thing of them all. He's really easy to get to. I just don't have one. But as far as it goes with this figure, I think she's good. She's probably one of the better ones out of the group. Honestly, one of my favorites, if not my favorite. She is great. I know I started with her first. Why would I start with her first? Because technically, in my opinion, not a true part of the Ghost Crew. I don't consider her a part of the Ghost Crew. Yes, she's around a lot, but I don't consider her a part of the main 6. So that's why I got her out of the way first. But essentially, that is it for this review. This has been my review of Star Wars Black Series Ahsoka Tano from Star Wars Rebels. It's been Iltath Elite signing out.